let's create our animation. Now for this, I just want to animate the this section, just this section here. I want to animate this. And for the periscope, I just want to indicate some red lights here. I think it'll be really great. Let's test it out. So let's pick this very red color like that, add that there, and let's go to the periscope. If that doesn't work, we will just quit everything. So I'm on the periscope, I'll deselect that layer, make sure I'm on my brush tool, and I'll just add this red color here. And I think it just adds to the aesthetics that this object here is, blinking. So what we can do is to, kind of like make this blink away, but it might be a bit distracting. So we'll just think about that as we move on. So what I want to do is to animate the tail, and I'll create a couple of frames here. To create a frame, let's go over here at the top to frame, and let's click on new frame. That's Alt N. So I'll do Alt. I think about 4 frames is good enough. Now on our first frame, we actually have this on the periscope. That's why I created that, color here. We'll go to frame 4. And what I'll do is to bring back the original colors that were there. I don't really remember that. So I just quickly have to quickly undo this. So we have these 2 colors, just this one and this one. So I want to make this blink. So let's go back to the periscope. We might actually start with this. I'll just place these 2 here. And then we'll go over to our frame and do our Alt N and Alt N 2 times. Good. So on the 4th frame on the periscope, I'm going to lock everything and make sure the periscope is selected only. So lock everything, unlock only the periscope. On frame 4, I'm going to put these colors back together. So I'll select this one, place it here, and select this color and place that there. So let's play the animation and see. So we can see we have something sort of like blinking there like that, which is cool. It's just going to, run, by the way, just to show you that our ship is static, by the way. So it depends on you. Now, what I want to do is to lock the periscope and go to the propeller, because I want this propeller to sort of animate. To do that, I'll go over to the marquee tool. By the way, the shortcut for the marquee tool is M. And what I want to do is to just move things around a bit. So I'll select this section. I'll pull that down. By the way, that's frame 1. I think I should leave frame 1 alone. So let's go to frame 2. So I'll click on the second one. You should see a red dot highlighting here, telling us this is where the animation is going to be. So from frame 2, I'll select this and move down 1 pixel, and I'll select this and push this down 1 pixel as well, like that. So are we going down 1 pixel or 2 pixels? Let's just test it out and see. So, okay, cool. So that's 1, 1 on 2. Now on 3, what I'm going to do is to push this down to 2 pixels on 3, because we have, this is original, 1 pixel down. Now this is back up. So I want to push this to 3. Or what we can do is to go over here and copy this frame, go over to this frame and paste that frame. So 2 and 3 are now the same. 1, 2, and 3 is the same. So now that I know it's the same, I can go to 3 and crush this 1 more pixel down, and I'll go over here to the top and push this 1 more pixel down like that. 1 pixel down, not 1 more pixel down. What kind of English am I speaking? But anyway, we actually have something like this, right? And then on 4, I want it to be just down completely, like everything's super down. So on 4, what I'll do is just select everything here, and we'll just crush this down like so. And we'll actually fix that. So let's go over here, select this as well, push this down like that. And I think we should make it, let's make it so small to 2 pixels. This is still 3 pixels. I'll make this to 2 pixels. So it looks like the entire wing is completely, squished. And let's just play it out and see how it looks like now. So if we look at it, we actually have, our tail sort of like animating and moving like that, which is quite, not bad. We just want to keep things simple And I think that's not bad like that. So now that we have this simple animation, that last frame, I'm not really happy with this. So let's go to the propeller and take a look at how we can make this. Just try and make this sort of like consistent. If we change any of the colors, if I just move this here, so I think it's fine. I'll just leave it the way it is like that, like so. I think it's totally fine. So now we have this animation here. What can we do? We can create a tag, right? And I'll call this tag idle. And that's our idle animation from frame 1 to frame 4. And we can set a color for our tag. Let's say here, just set a nice little red color for our tag. And the animation is going to play forward. That means it's going to play from 1 to 4. If we reverse that, it's going to play from 4 to 1. And that's our idle, animation. If we had more animation, we could do things like make this ship destroy to pieces, or let's add a flash animation, because we're going to use a flash animation basically when our player has reached the surface or something like that. So let's go over here. Let's do Shift N to create. Oops, that's a new layer. Shift N, Alt N is a new frame. So now we have frame 5. And this is going to take that from 1 to 5. We'll set this as 1 to 4, like that. And on frame 5, what we're going to do is just fill our entire shape with a white color. And to easily do that, let's use the magic wand tool and just select, and then go over here, go to select and say inverse. And it's only selecting the propeller. And what we'll do is just go over here to our fill tool, and we'll just pick white and just fill this everything up with white over here, like that, like so. And in fact, we could just fill the entire thing with white. So let's go to periscope, and I'll just deselect everything, set everything to white, like so. Oops, not that. Or we'll just use our pencil tool and just make everything white, like so. For easy, it's also always a better way of doing this. We can use a marquee selection. So let's say, for example, I'll just drag a marquee around here, and I'll use the fill tool and just fill that marquee with that color, like that. So I'll just go over here, switch to M, drag that, use our gradient tool, switch to M, select, use our gradient tool, and just fill up all these sections. You can see how we're just quickly filling everything up. So I'll just switch to M for the marquee tool, and then make a I don't want to make a selection that doesn't exist. So let's try and be careful with our selection, like that. So I'll press G and fill this up. And basically, I'm now going to use the brush tool to quickly fill up each of these sections, like that. And this is going to be our flash animation. And the cool thing is we can always select every region. Now, this is just going to be a quick one. Let's quickly just fill up these areas, like that. Almost done. And then once we're done, I'll show you how to quickly export the entire thing with, let's go over here, like that. And I'll just draw vertical lines just so we can easily have everything selected like that. Very boring process. I think we're done. So this is our flash. So right click on this, add a new tag, and I'll call that flash, and we'll set this to yellow or any color and say okay. So this is our flash animation. So this is our idle animation, and this is our flash animation. So if we play everything, let's go back to 1. This is idle playing, and this is flash. It's just one single frame, so it's not playing. So now that we have this, nice little animation, we can even do, if we want, we can move our object forward and back a bit, but I just feel this is okay. And don't want to do any overkill. If you wanted to export this, so let's save this, and let's go to File, Let's go to export. So let's go to export sprite sheet. Now you can actually see what's going on here. We have a sprite sheet of our animation, and we need to export this guy. So a lot of ways to export. Let's go to sprite, frames, idle. So I just want to export idle and leave the blank frame, but in Godot, we can export all the frames, including the idle. But when we're cutting our frames, we'll just cut and pick the frame we need. This helps save resources and memory. I believe this is a good way to do this. So let's go to open sprite sheet and let's go to export. And just like that, we've exported our sprite sheet. So in our next lesson, I'll show you how you can set this up in Godot so that you can have an animation in your game that's ready to go and you can actually use this animation. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial where we import this to Godot and then use that to create a basic animation for our player ship.